Assalamu alaikum. This is Sharup Mujumdar welcoming you all to the English news from Btv Chattogram. Let's begin with the headlines. Chief Advisor Professor Muhammad Yunus reaches Egyptian capital Cairo to attend D8 summit. Victim of enforced disappearance, UPDF leader Michael Chakma lodges complaint with International Crimes Tribunal accusing ousted Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina as main accused. High Court exempts former State Minister for Home Lutfuzzaman Babur and 6 other accused in 10 truck arms smuggling case in Chattogram. At least 4 killed and over 100 injured in clash between followers of Maulana Zubair and Maulana Saad over control of Tongi's Bisho Istama ground in Gazipur. At least 31 Palestinians killed in Gaza by Israeli attack during last 24 hours, taking total death toll by Israeli forces to over 45,000. And Bangladesh win first ever T20 series on Caribbean soil, beating the hosts by 27 runs in second match in Kingstown. Those were the headlines. Now moving on to the details. Chief Advisor Professor Muhammad Yunus reached in Cairo, the capital of Egypt, to attend the D8 summit. He landed at Cairo International Airport today at 11 a.m. local time. The Minister of Public Business Sector of Egypt, Mohammed Shimi, welcomed the Chief Advisor at the airport. Bangladesh Ambassador to Egypt, Samina Naz, and high officials of both countries were present. Later, the Chief Advisor held a brief meeting with the Egyptian Minister. UPDF leader Michael Chakma, who is a victim of enforced disappearance, has lodged a complaint with the International Crimes Tribunal accusing ousted Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina as the main accused. He verbally made the complaint to the tribunal's chief prosecutor Mohammad Tazul Islam today for the incident of enforced disappearance. At that time, Michael Chakma was accompanied by photographer Shahidul Alam and his wife Renuma Ahmed. Regarding the complaint, the UPDF leader said he was a victim of enforced disappearance for 5 years and 4 months between April 9th in 2019 and August 7th in 2024. Chief Prosecutor Mohammad Tazul Islam said, as per the law, they will take into cognizance the verbal complaint on the enforced disappearance. The investigation agency will start investigation after Michael Chakma files a written complaint. The High Court has exempted former State Minister for Home Lutfuzzaman Babur and 6 other accused in the much talked about 10 truck arms smuggling case in Chattogram. In addition, the court reduced the sentence of Ulfa military commander Paresh Borua to life from death penalty. The High Court bench of Justice Mustafa Zaman Islam and Justice Nasreen Akhtar gave the verdict today. Deputy Attorney General Sultan Akhtar Ruby and Assistant Attorney General Muhammad Asif Imran Sijan argued in favor of the state. Senior lawyer S.M. Shahjahan stood for 5 accused. Lawyer Shishir Munir argued for Lutfuzzaman Babur. After the verdict, lawyer Shishir Munir said it has been proved in the verdict of the High Court that Lutfuzzaman Babur had been made an accused in the 10 truck arms case out of political purposes. The volume of remittance has increased by 26% during the interim government. Expatriates Welfare and Overseas Employment Advisor Asif Nazrul revealed it at a discussion today marking the International Immigrants and National Expatriates Day 2024 at Usmani Memorial Auditorium in the capital. Youth and Sports and Local Government, Rural Development and Cooperatives Advisor Asif Mohammed Shajib Bhuiya spoke as a special guest. At that time, he called upon the Election Commission and the Election System Reform Commission to ensure voting rights of expatriate Bangladeshis. Expatriate Welfare and Overseas Employment Ministry's Secretary Mohammad Ruhul Amin and noted personalities of different professions were present. Later, 10 remittance-receiving banks and expatriate CIPs were honoured. 3 people were killed and over 100 injured in a clash between followers of Maulana Zubair and Maulana Saad over the control of Tongi's Bisho Ijtema ground in Gazipur. The incident took place around 3 a.m. today. Meanwhile, followers of Maulana Saad Kandalvi announced to leave the Ijtema ground to avert further clash. Maulana Reza Arif made the announcement on behalf of the supporters of Maulana Saad Kandalvi. He made the announcement following a meeting with the interim government's 5 advisors. Home Advisor retired Lieutenant General Jahangir Alam Chaudhary chaired the meeting at Bangladesh Secretariat. Reza Arif said that it was decided in the meeting that the government will take the Ijtema ground on its own responsibility. Nobody will be permitted on the ground. Now, international news. An agreement to halt the 14-month-old war in Gaza and free hostages held in the Palestinian enclave could be signed in the coming days, with talks in Cairo making progress. The U.S. administration, joined by mediators from Egypt and Qatar, has made intensive efforts in recent days to advance the talks before President Joe Biden leaves office next month. The sources said a ceasefire deal could be days away that would stop the fighting and return hostages held by the Islamist movement Hamas in Gaza in exchange for Palestinian prisoners held in Israeli jails. Hamas said in a statement a deal was possible if Israel stopped setting new conditions. A Palestinian official close to the mediation efforts said negotiations were serious, with discussions underway about every word. Sources briefed on the meeting said Netanyahu was on his way to Cairo, but a statement from Netanyahu's office said he had a meeting on Tuesday with senior military and security officials on Mount Hermon, a strategic plateau just inside Syria. Meanwhile, the latest report from the West Bank said at least 31 Palestinians were killed in Gaza by Israeli attack during the last 24 hours. As a result, the death toll of Gaza killing by Israeli forces rose over 45,000. Russia's security service said a 29-year-old man from Uzbekistan has been detained over the killing of Senior General Igor Kirillov and his assistant in Moscow. Lieutenant General Igor Kirillov, head of the Radiation, Chemical and Biological Protection Forces, was outside a residential block early on Tuesday when an explosive device hidden in a scooter was detonated remotely. The Russian Security Service said the unnamed suspect was recruited by Ukrainian intelligence. The Ukrainian source said Kirillov was a legitimate target and alleged he had carried out war crimes. Back to national news. A joint meeting to resolve the traffic congestion in the city organized by Chattogram City Corporation was held today. City Mayor Dr. Shadat Hussain was the chief guest at the meeting held at City Corporation Conference Room at Tiger Pass in the afternoon. The mayor gave directions regarding the movement of battery-driven rickshaws in the city. He said battery-driven rickshaws should be stopped plying on the main roads. The city mayor said that measures will be taken after reviewing the proposals of other participants to resolve the traffic congestion. Chattogram City Corporation Secretary Ashraful Amin presided over, while CMP South Traffic Division DC Mohammed Mahabubul Alam Khan, DC North Jainul Abidin, BRTI Director Engineer Mohammed Masood Alam, officials of related government departments, transport owners, labor leaders and representatives, owners and drivers of CNG-driven auto rickshaw and battery-driven auto rickshaws addressed the occasion. Now, news on sports. Cricket. Bangladesh win its first ever T20 series on Caribbean soil, beating the hosts by 27 runs in the second match today at Arna's Vale in Kingstown, St. Vincent. Bangladesh were restricted to 129 for 7, but they defended the low total by dismissing West Indies for 102 in 18.5 overs. Shamim Patwari stood tall once again with a 17-ball 35 not out, which helped the side propel past 100. Mehdi Hassan Miraj made 25-ball 26 after Bangladesh made a disastrous start by being reduced to 39 for 3. Miraj and Zakir Ali resisted to some extent before Alzari Joseph removed Miraj, and Opt McCoy gave Bangladesh another blow with a wicket of Zakir, who made 21 runs. However, the bowlers, led by Taskin Ahmed, ripped through the West Indies batting lineup with ease to help